John Bufton, UK Independence Party MEP for Wales. Let's start off with the problem here. Why aren't Britain's drivers and Welsh drivers in particular, in your case, getting a fair deal and getting a level playing field compared with drivers in other parts of Europe?
Sure. Well, there's a couple of issues here really. We've all seen the cost of fuel rise over recent months to some ridiculous prices. The road haulage industry is very important to the UK and obviously in my case in particular to Wales. What we're finding now that hauliers are penalised in a sense because foreign vehicles come over to the UK, they travel on roads, don't pay any road tax, and they're buying cheaper fuel before they leave. On top of that, we're up against it from all sides in the UK, and I fear for the industry.
I mean, you say you fear for the industry. What are people in the industry sort of saying about this? Is it enough to be actually putting hauliers out of business, do you think?
Well, it is indeed, and I'm campaigning for, with others, to make certain that we have basically a freeze on fuel prices. So we're asking the government in Westminster that we should have no increases at all for the term of the Parliament. I think that would help. Hauliers are finding it very, very tough. They're finding the fact that many drivers don't get pay increases as they should have because the funds aren't there. It's a very tough game to be in at this moment in time. So I think road haulage is important to all of us. So the government needs to take action on this and certainly support our case.
And also in the press release, you mention parity with European fuel duty taxation. What exactly would you like to see?
Well, it's very unfair that the way that these foreign vehicles are actually having access to our roads, and basically they're undercutting us in a sense because the UK businesses, it's not a very fair playing field, so this needs to be addressed. But going back to the point about the haulage industry in general, we're all affected by that. Most goods are delivered by road and the costs are passed on to consumers, so it's important that the government listen and we don't get any more increases.
So does that mean that you would actually like to see the government bring the fuel duty down so that it's in line with the same kind of tax that hauliers in other parts of Europe can benefit from? Is that what you're talking about?
In an ideal world that would be helpful because we need to see these prices drop because they're so expensive, and it's almost like a cartel really. We get blamed on one side that the oil companies are putting it up because that's the price of oil by the barrel, but our government can take a leading role here, and I think if they don't do so, and we'll find that many hauliers will go out of business, and we'll all be worse off for that.
And as you say, that this has, I guess, a knock-on impact for what we as consumers, Welsh consumers, pay at the checkout.
Indeed, because we've all got to pay for these products at the end of the day, and somebody's got to pay for it. So at the shops and so forth, when you see things going up, increasing all the time, a lot of it is down to the fuel price.
And can you see any realistic prospect of getting what you want from the British government? Because, we know how cash-strapped they are. Is it likely that they're going to sort of give up any revenue, even if it is to help the road haulage industry?
I hope that common sense will prevail and they will look at the arguments we're putting forward, because if they don't, we're in for a very, very difficult future. So I'm hoping that common sense will prevail. Otherwise, we're on a collision course here. At the end of the day, if our road haulage industry struggles, we're all worse off for that. So they've got to really address this situation now.